You need to hear this if you're a creative struggling with blocks. I'll never forget the day it hit me. I was working on a project that meant the world to me, and suddenly I found myself staring at a blank screen for hours. Each tick of the clock felt louder than the last, and my frustration grew. I doubted my ideas and wondered if I had anything valuable to say. I felt like I was in a creative desert with no signs of inspiration anywhere. It was a dark place, filled with self doubt and anxiety. I tried everything from switching mediums to taking long walks, but nothing seemed to work. The more I forced it, the more stuck I felt. The stakes were high, and I knew I had to break through this block, not just for my project, but for my sanity. Creative blocks can affect anyone, whether you're an artist, writer, or entrepreneur. They can be incredibly discouraging, making you question your talent and motivation. But here's the thing: overcoming these blocks is not just possible, it's essential for your creative growth. Today, I'm committed to sharing my personal journey of tackling these hurdles head on so you can find your way through too. I remember a time when I faced the toughest creative block of my life. Days turned into weeks, with nothing but frustration clouding my mind. Maybe you had a deadline looming, but your creative well felt bone dry. The clock keeps ticking, and the pressure mounts. Yeah, I've been there too. It's a universal experience for anyone who creates. I remember one time I was creating a new program. The idea was exciting, but the execution felt impossible. The pressure was on, and I was convinced I had zero good ideas left in me. Every thought seemed stale and uninspired. I sat there for hours, but nothing, not a single spark of creativity. It was like my brain had turned into a lump of coal. Frustration morphed into panic. The more I tried, the worse it got. What if I'm a fraud, I thought. What if all my previous successes were just flukes? What if I've completely lost it? The self-doubt was paralyzing, making it even harder to think clearly. Then, one evening, while scrolling through social media, I stumbled upon a video that changed everything. It was a simple technique: set a timer for 10 minutes and just create without judgment. I felt a spark of hope. I decided to give it a try. I sat down, set the timer, and just let my thoughts flow without worrying about the outcome. Within minutes, I was lost in the process. It felt exhilarating, like a dam had burst open. That moment of discovery reignited my passion for creativity, and the floodgates opened. And just like that, inspiration struck. The ideas flowed, and the blank page was no longer my enemy. Remember, creativity is a journey, not a race. After that breakthrough, I began implementing new techniques regularly. I established a routine where I would dedicate time each day just to create without any pressure. I explored different mediums and even started journaling about my thoughts and feelings related to my work. I realized that embracing imperfection was key. Each day, I'd focus on progress, not perfection, and this mindset shift transformed my approach to creativity. I noticed my ideas flowing more freely, and I started producing work that I was genuinely excited about. The frustration began to fade, replaced by a sense of liberation. What about you? Have you experienced a creative block? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe for more tips on creativity and inspiration. Let's support each other on this creative journey. Here's the thing, my love, creative blocks happen to the best of us. Whether you're an artist, entrepreneur, or just trying to spice up your life, those mental roadblocks can really throw you off course. The good news, they're totally beatable. Creative blocks can manifest in so many ways. Maybe you're procrastinating on a project, or you're second guessing every idea that pops into your head. You might even feel completely uninspired, like your creative spark has fizzled out. Let me tell you, those feelings of doubt and frustration are no joke. During my creative block, I felt like I was drowning in self criticism. Every idea felt stale, every attempt fell flat. I started questioning my abilities, my worth, even my sanity. It's easy to get trapped in that negative spiral. You start comparing yourself to others, wondering why you can't seem to get it together. You might even start believing that you're not creative enough, talented enough, or simply not cut out for this. Section 4. A Glimmer of Hope. In the midst of my struggles, I found myself lost in a sea of doubt and frustration. Every attempt seemed futile, and every idea felt inadequate. But then, something magical happened. A moment of clarity, a spark of inspiration that I never saw coming. Just when I was about to throw in the towel, and maybe my laptop too, I felt a shift. It was as if the universe was telling me to hold on just a little longer. I stumbled upon a quote that changed everything. It was simple, yet profound, and it resonated deeply within me. It said, "The best way to get unstuck is to start moving." Those words echoed in my mind, urging me to take action. It was like a light bulb went off in my brain. Suddenly, I saw possibilities where there had been none. I realized I'd been so focused on finding the perfect idea that I hadn't even allowed myself to explore. I had been my own worst critic, stifling my creativity before it even had a chance to breathe. I'd been paralyzed by fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. That quote reminded me that creativity is a process, not a destination. It's about the journey, the exploration, and the willingness to take risks. With renewed hope, I picked up my pen and started to write again, embracing the uncertainty and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Section 5. My Creative Awakening. This is the story of how I rediscovered my creative spark, a journey that transformed my life in unexpected ways. So I decided to take action. I knew that if I wanted to reignite my passion, I had to start somewhere, no matter how small. I put on some upbeat music, grabbed my journal, and just started writing. The music set the tone, lifting my spirits and helping me to focus. I didn't censor myself or judge my ideas. I allowed my thoughts to flow freely, without any restrictions or self-criticism. I just let it all flow out. And guess what? It felt amazing. The act of writing became a release, a way to express my innermost thoughts and feelings. As I wrote, I started to reconnect with my passion, my purpose. Each word brought me closer to understanding what truly mattered to me. Ideas began to flow more freely, and I found myself immersed in a world of creativity and inspiration. And I felt a surge of excitement that I hadn't felt in weeks. It was as if a dormant part of me had been awakened. It wasn't about finding the perfect solution right away. It was about exploring different possibilities and allowing myself to make mistakes. It was about embracing the journey, the process of discovery and growth that comes with creative exploration, the messy, imperfect process of creation. In that moment, I realized that creativity isn't about perfection. It's about expression, exploration, and the joy of bringing ideas to life. Section 6. You've got this. Here's the bottom line, my friend. You are capable of overcoming any creative block that comes your way. The key is to shift your perspective and take action. Remember, creativity is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Don't be afraid to experiment, to try new things, and to give yourself permission to suck sometimes. Embrace the journey and trust that the breakthroughs will come. You've got this. Section 7. Join the conversation. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a creative block? What helped you overcome it? Share your story in the comments below. And if you're ready to unlock your full creative potential, be sure to subscribe to my channel for more tips and inspiration. Let's do this.